How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys Fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys Fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboy Nation and Angry Cowboy fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man with the master plan, the Angry Cowboys Fan, taking the nuggets from one of the latest interviews of one of our Dallas Cowboys. So if you're DC for life and want to help the channel get to 10,000 subscribers before the start of the regular season, drop a like on the video, share this content, and please subscribe to the channel. As everyone in Cowboys Nation is aware, Malik Hooker did an interview with Keyshawn Johnson on his podcast, All Facts, No Breaks. Even though a lot have commented on the friction of that interview, I'm going to talk about some under the surface topics that can make you feel a little better about our team. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and then y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack my raw and uncut. I will warn you, though, these clips can get a little long, so I just need you to bear with your boy, and let's go ahead and run that first clip.
He comes in there because, you know, we're like in these first couple phases, like OTAs and whatnot, we'll have meetings, and he'll come in there, he'll talk at the beginning of the meeting, and then you won't see him again, but he'll come in the meeting room while you're in there and you're with your position coach or whatever, just to check things out. He really won't say anything then. But on the field, yeah, you're going to get coached. He's going to talk to you on that field. Like whether you're a safety, whether you're a linebacker, whatever the case may be, he's going to come down and he's going to coach you off. So I think that's what I love about him, as well as, you know, like I said, him and DQ are different. He's more like he going to give you a couple chances to mess up, but if you keep messing up, you can't get it right, I'm going to get somebody else in there. To whereas DQ was more player-oriented to if something couldn't get done right or we kept messing up on something, he would just try to, I guess, level it down to make it easier for everybody to be able to still go out there and do what they was going to do, but it just wouldn't be what he was asking for in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the difference for him. And I feel like even these past couple of weeks of having this new system and going out there OTAs and doing everything we've been doing, like you can tell the difference of, I would say, discipline that we're going to be this year. Like it's like if you watched a lot of our games, like a lot of the big games we lost, I mean, yeah, there were plays made, but a lot of the times we were shooting ourselves in the foot, you know, jumping off sides and giving team another fresh set of first downs. Or
let me find out that Malik Hooker was sporting, you know, your man's glasses. I think you were, Malik. Let me find out. But anyway, it's great to know that Mike Zimmer is not going to treat this defense with kid gloves. And I kind of feel that that's how Dan Quinn treated the defense. It makes me feel like there's going to be a level of accountability when it comes to the discipline on the defensive side of the ball. You keep doing it wrong, then we're going to find somebody that can do it right. No diddy. In the second clip that I got for y'all, I go over the now infamous clip of Malik Hooker commenting on Micah Parsons and his podcast. This clip is about 2 minutes long, Angry Cowboys fans, so please be patient with your boy and let's go ahead and roll the clip.
How you feel about Micah having a podcast during the season? How you feel about that?
Honestly, man, like, and this is me, like, I'm one of those guys, like, I'm not into that type of stuff. You know, some guys it works for, you know, like you see the Jason Kelce's and guys like that who are successful with the podcast as well as performing on the field and having success with it. So I don't have a problem with it. I feel like a lot of these guys, though, they just get on there sometimes and they start falling into the part of, you know, just saying stuff that, you know, for the clicks and, you know, having people to come view and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't have no problem with it. My thing would be, though, for Micah, my advice would be for Micah would be, you know, just make sure we're all right, you know, where we're and being where your feet are. Because if we're at work and, you know, the run game's terrible, but you're doing a podcast every week and, you know, the run game is terrible, then, you know, what are you really caring about? Are you caring about the crowd that, you know, is watching your podcast? Are you caring about the success of our team and the Super Bowl that we're trying to reach? See what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, but also, you know, a lot of people got to remember Mike is young. You know, he's still trying to find his way. He's still trying to grow into who he's trying to be. So I give him grace, honestly. Like I always hear people say stuff that he done said on the podcast or something silly he done said. But people gotta remember, like, Mike is still a big kid. Mike is still a big kid, and you can't fault a big kid for, trying to expand as well as experiencing still stuff that they ain't really been through. Because Mike only been in the league 4 years. Like, they're still experiencing stuff that he been through. He ain't never been through real adversity yet in the league. Like, he ain't been like he ain't seen that yet, So I feel like over time and over these next couple years of experience and adversity, it's like you'll see him start to change in how he approaches stuff like that, like the podcast and stuff like that. But like I said, it don't bother me, my guy. I honestly, like I said, I'm one of those guys, man. I focus on my play. If I feel like it's affecting my play and our play as a defense or as a team, then I'll have something to say.
Cowboys Nation, there's apparently now a deleted tweet by Micah Parsons to Malik Hooker saying that he didn't appreciate the way Malik Hooker called him out in the interview, that he has his number and they could have chopped it up and spoke about it over the phone. The way this was responded to by Micah Parsons himself further shows me that he is not yet a leader of this team. I'll get into that more during my Raw and Uncut portion, so make sure you stick around for that. In the final clip I got for you, Keyshawn Johnson asked Malik Hooker his take on what the pecking order should be when it comes to contracts for the Dallas Cowboys. So let's take a listen to what Malik Hooker has to say, and then you know what we're going to do after that, Cowboys Nation. We're going to come back and unpack this Raw and Uncut. So, Cowboys Nation, take a listen.
Who should they pay? You got 3-4 dudes out there. You got Zach Martin. You got CeeDee Lamb. You got Micah Parsons. You got Dak Prescott. Who should they address, like, right before training camp? All of them should get their money, but who should go first?
I'll say CD. I'll put probably Dak second. I'll put Zach. And then Micah got weight, man. You still young dog, man. I feel like Dak doesn't get enough credit for what he does, too. Because Dak is a good reason why the offense is successful. Not just because he throws the ball, the way Dak studies. Because Dak is very smart. A lot of the stuff Dak does is because of how he studies. Like, yeah, he's gifted and stuff, but Dak's a very smart player. The way he goes about his business, like, Dak doesn't bother nobody. And just the stuff that he's been through as a leader, losing his mom and, his brother and stuff like that, and still being able to come out there and lead these guys as you're going through these trials and tribulations and stuff like that. Like, that's a hard thing to do. I can honestly speak for myself. Like, I've dealt with, being in the league and having to go out there and play with a deaf and stuff like that. And you don't feel your best. You really don't even feel like playing. So as a quarterback, you got no choice. And he's going out there and doing it at a high level, So I got high praise for Dak too. But I say, yeah.
One thing that stood out to me was Malik Hooker's take on Dak Prescott and recognizing him as the leader of this football team, and how Dak, on and off the field, still inspires his teammates. But y'all ready for my Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Okay, Cowboys Nation. I see how this whole interview is being portrayed. There's a rift in the locker room. Our defense is not on the same page. Maybe this is something that needs to be said, Cowboys Nation. Maybe this is something that needs to be heard. The way Malik Hooker spoke about Micah Parsons' podcast is the way the majority of Cowboys Nation has spoke about it. People in my comments section have said the exact same thing when it comes to Micah Parsons' podcast. I have said the same thing. If it doesn't interfere with the team or us chasing a ring, I don't give a damn if he has a podcast or not. People in Cowboys Nation have also questioned if it would be a distraction for him or not. But at the end of the day, Malik Hooker is a man that wants a championship win first and the spoiler second. I'm kind of fuzzy if Micah Parsons feels the same way, though, Cowboys Nation. But man, it's stuff like this that makes me go back to the Jesse Holly video and just take a deep sigh. The response Micah Parsons tweeted, then deleted, was a prime example of him not doing what he expected Malik Hooker to do. He said Malik could have hit him up on the phone and talked to him about this. Well, instead of adding him on X, Micah, you could have called him as well. At the end of the day, A leader leads by example. I've said it before, Cowboys Nation, in a previous video, but I feel Micah has some developing to do before he can be a leader on that side of the football, let alone the team. I feel the element of self before teams shines through Micah Parsons, and the personal achievements outweigh the team goals. If they benefit from his play, hey, it's all good. The way his interviews end after being asked why he didn't attend volunteer workouts and the answers that he gave, I understand that his body is the only equity that he has when it comes to getting his bag, but the entire team relies on their body, but yet they show up to volunteer workouts. Your QB1 showed up to the volunteer workouts. When the defense hoped that Micah would show, he didn't show. That's not what leaders do. But let's not act like we don't have the same worries that Malik Hooker has when it comes to Micah Parsons. I get it. People have to write their name in history when it comes to the NFL. They either do it by their play or they do it by their antics. They either do it through the stats or they do it through their personality. There are many players who have podcasts in the league now. Cowboys Nation isn't complaining about Brock Hoffman's podcast, but the thing is, Brock Hoffman has other Dallas Cowboy players on his podcast. He doesn't go out and try to get a Stephen A. Smith to be on his podcast. Not too many people even know that Brock Hoffman has a podcast, but everybody knows that Micah Parsons has one. But at the end of the day, I want to see Micah Parsons tap into that area that Malik Hooker spoke about. That place that Micah hasn't tapped into yet. I want to see Micah Parsons start to become a leader of this team. Stop putting yourself above the team and become one with the team. Sacrifice yourself for the betterment of the team. Never give up on a play because it's out of your immediate vicinity or you're getting double teamed. Be that player that your peers can look up to for inspiration and guidance, because right now, the defense may be looking to a year one player for the Dallas Cowboys in Eric Kendricks to be the quarterback of the defense when it could be you, Micah. But getting away from this whole Micah Parsons podcast topic, Malik shined some light on how the defense is going to be held accountable for their screw-ups this season. This is something that we haven't had in Dallas for decades. There's going to be that worry of, if you can't get your job done, we'll get somebody in here that can. A fear of being benched. I kind of like that, Cowboys Nation. It's a healthy fear that each player should have on any type of team. If I don't pull my weight, then I'm going to be out of here. If I mess up too much, I could be benched. That's how I feel Jimmy Johnson had the team when he coached it. They had to do right by Jimmy, otherwise they were getting replaced. Also, I love the admiration Malik Hooker has for his QB1. You can tell that he still believes in Dak Prescott and his abilities on and off the field. He spoke about Dak Prescott very glowingly and thought he should be the second one to get his bag before training camp. This is a teammate, y'all. A person that shares the same locker room with your quarterback, telling y'all that he needs to be the first one to get paid. And with his body language, Malik Hooker seems excited about Dak Prescott being the QB1 for this team heading into this season. Malik also seemed excited for working with Mike Zimmer and where this defense could go this season. I don't like the fact that Malik Hooker is still in contact with Dan Quinn, though, but I don't know if there's anything that we can do about it, to tell you the truth. I guess it's like going back to your favorite high school and going to visit your favorite teacher or something. I try not to overthink it, because when I overthink it, I know where my head lands and I start to get in these tinfoil hat conspiracy theories, but it will be a huge conspiracy in my head if I continue with this. So let's keep it moving. These players have to be completely PC or not even take an interview. That sucks that they got to be bottled up in such a way, but we know how the league works, Cowboys Nation. Reporters are going to take anything a player says and they're going to use it in a way to gain clicks or get traffic. They're not going to cover it the way that the player meant it. I honestly saw what Malik Hooker said about Micah Parsons as one of those big bro trying to put me up on game type moments. There's no reason that Micah Parsons should have made it public any further. If Micah disagreed with what his teammates said, he should have addressed his teammate in private and not to the millions of followers on X. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What do you feel about what Malik Hooker had to say? What do you feel about this entire situation, Cowboys Nation? Let's have an adult conversation in the comment section. If you're digging the content and want to help the channel reach its goal of 10,000 subscribers before the start of the regular season, drop a like on the video and share this content with your friends who are Cowboys fans. If you are DC for life and you are sick and tired of the damn drama, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you can be notified whenever I go live, release a video, or a podcast episode. I wish the Dallas Cowboys would keep all their damn drama in-house. I swear, I've covered more Dallas Cowboy drama more than I've covered their play, and that's not by choice. I just want the team to start gelling, sign your top players, and start focusing on the most important thing, and that's winning games. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.